how do you respond to people that still think today is data is not important for their business?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, right? And first of all, I think the restaurant industry has been around for 2,000 years, and I think it will be around for the rest of eternity. And to me, the proof of that is the pandemic, right? Like the pandemic, when restaurants were told, in the UK, they were told basically you should not go to a restaurant because that you might spread. And then they decided to shut them, and then they allowed them to open and everything. Restaurants survived that. To me, that is like the biggest testament that restaurants will be around forever. Now, that doesn't mean that they will be around without adapting, right? I think in the pandemic, they had to adapt in a very rapid way. For example, they have to start doing deliveries or order at table and work with their teams to make sure people are wearing masks, etc. And to me, the industry having to digitize and to embrace data is the same way they need to adapt. And why is that? Because actually running a restaurant today has become much more difficult for many reasons, right? Like there is much more pressure in terms of labor today because, yes, there are many reasons for that. In the UK, you could say it's Brexit because of the pandemic, people changing careers and many other reasons. Like food has become more expensive. There's inflation for many reasons, fertilizer in particular going up. And all of this means that it's become much more competitive to operate. And therefore you have to be much more it was much more predictable 10, 20, 50 years, 100 years ago to run a restaurant than it is today. And that's why I think you have to adapt. Otherwise, unfortunately, I don't think you survive because it's become more difficult.